This is 3D Capital, a publicly traded venture capital firm based in Toronto, Canada, focusing on investments in companies in various areas, including junior resources, blockchain, psychedelics, artificial intelligence, and electric vehicles. They provide investors with exposure to ground floor opportunities in small cap stocks and disruptive industries. I could have started this video coming at several different angles. This is AMC Entertainment's chart overlaid over IDK, which is 3D Capital. You can see they trade almost identical, and this goes along hand in hand with several other different short squeeze plays. But the main one I want to talk about is Avicanna, AVCN. What's so interesting about Avicanna is it's speculated to be heavily shorted, and once it experiences a short squeeze, it will have a very positive effect on 3D Capital. Let me all break it down to you. Watch until the end of the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn post notifications on. 3D Capital, what they do, how much funding they just received, and their investment in Avicanna. They have an investment of $13 million in Avicanna, which is a commercial stage international biopharmaceutical company specializing in the development and commercialization of evidence-based cannabinoid products. Their focus spans the medical and pharmaceutical sectors with a robust scientific platform that includes extensive research, development, and clinical trials. Now, the foundation has led to the commercialization of over 30 proprietary products, reinforcing their leadership in cannabinoid research and development. But pay attention to this. In 2023, Avicanna reported revenues of $16.8 million, making a 314% increase from the previous year. The company also achieved a consolidated gross profit of $6.7 million, which is a 500% rise compared to the year prior in 2022, indicating significant growth and market acceptance of their products. Now, 3D Capital has tons of investments, and even if a short squeeze doesn't make you thirst to invest in this company, there's another stock, AIML. They have an investment in AIML as well, and I personally found this one extremely interesting. The company is basically predicting heart attacks before they happen, which I have no thought as to how this industry, how big it could be, where it could go, where it could lead, but I find that some of 3D's investments are extremely held under the radar, and that's why I'm bringing them to you guys. AIML is developing AI-driven healthcare solutions, including the proprietary long ECG neural net, which reduces the time required to analyze log ECGs from weeks to under 5 minutes. Now, 3D has an extremely diversified portfolio, and all of these companies, for the most part, are very early, and they believe that they have high opportunity. Now, you can see right here that it is very likely that 3D Capital will be acquired. Now, this is the main focus, 3D Capital, because they are going to benefit from these crazy under the radar investments. And with these investments, the websites look very well. The companies look great, but they are just not on the radar. They're not reaching the public eye. They also have investments in Todak. They own almost 500,000 preferred shares in Todak Holdings, as well as tons of royalty certificates from Todak. Receiving royalty payments over time is always a good thing. Now, on that note, on that same topic, they recently completed private placement financing, issuing 13 million units for total gross proceeds of almost $2 million. Each unit comprised one common share and one warrant. Additionally, 3D Capital announced a proposed private placement financing to raise almost $2 million again through the sale of up to 12 million units at 15 cents per unit, each comprising one common share and one warrant. Furthermore, 3D Capital announced a private placement financing to raise $700,000 by selling up to 7 million units at 10 cents, with proceeds intended for working capital and investments. The company also disposed of almost 2 million common shares of Quebec Innovative Materials Corp, reducing its ownership from approximately 10% to 8.4% of the issued outstanding common shares. So a couple things that I want to touch on right there. It is not about what the chart looks like, at least for now. And you can see recent volume has been coming in on the weekly time frame. It's about the company's investments. Speaking of the company's investments, they do hold over 10% ownership in Avicanna. I want to give you some levels very quickly. First of all, we just based off of the 35-cent level, which I thought was huge. The next level is 44 cents. And then you can see a little bit of a sell block at these relative highs between 48 cents and 56 cents. Once we break past that, my personal indicator is giving a price target right up here of 86 cents. Now, what's so interesting about that as well is you just grab the fib and it comes right out to that range. So a price target of 85 cents is very reasonable in my opinion. And if we even get a short squeeze, we could go beyond that, which that is a 140% upside, which would positively affect 3D Capital. Now, if any one of these companies takes off, 3D Capital has good exposure to it, major exposure to it. In fact, this is their YouTube channel right here. I believe I put an integration out with the wrong channel. This is their updated channel right here, giving investors early exposure to stage growth companies that are now maturing. They have almost 800 subscribers. So if they are something you want to invest in, make sure to go subscribe to their channel. They also have investments in other companies that you can clearly look into once you go over and watch their videos, go on their website and see what they are all about. Another company that they have investments in is Connect FinTech, which utilizes AI to predict public company performance, offering insights that could transform investment strategies, which could also be very important. Now, notice how these charts are very, very low. This is kind of a penny stock jackpot, right? If you don't want to do the research, 3D Capital is doing it for you. They are jumping into these early companies, making investments, creating videos on them. As always, this is a sponsored video. Do your own due diligence. And thank you 3D Capital for sponsoring today's video. And I want to give one last shout out to Acequisition over on YouTube. That is it, guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.